I never actually started recording the audio.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
We're just
Should I just leave it?
Just leave it.
Just leave it? Okay.
Why not?
Alright.
Now we're recording the audio, so the video can start now. This is great. So you guys may have noticed that it's been a while since I uploaded my last video, and some things have changed. Most obviously, you can tell that I moved my green screen. It's different now. I decided the basement was a little, I don't know, it looked a little low budget. So I spiffed it up a bit. I changed it into this kind of nice apartment themed thing. And it looks really good. I think it looks really good. I have not moved at all since my last video. I've been here this whole time thinking of this video. So I was thinking to myself, what should I make a video about? And I thought, what does everyone love to talk about? And then it hit me. Bathrooms. Everyone loves to talk about bathrooms. I shouldn't smile at my own jokes.
Hello, everyone. This part of the video will be a little bit different from the others.
How do you sit in chairs? Obviously, my opinions on bathrooms only go so far as my own experience in the male restrooms, as I haven't been in too many female restrooms. That makes it sound like I've been in at least one. That's not. I've never been in a female restroom. That's not the case. I've only been in male restrooms. Okay. And I mean like the unisex ones in the family bathrooms sometimes. And the handicap ones once or twice when there was obviously nobody going to use them, but so has everybody else. Sometimes it's just nice to have the extra poop space. This shirt's too warm. Whoa! The magic of jump cuts!
Is that really the video?
What?
Are you doing the video?
Yes, this is the video.
Really?
This is the real... This is a great video.
No, I don't think so.
Someone once told me that you could tell the quality of a restaurant by the quality and cleanliness of its bathroom. I don't know what the bathroom has to do with the quality of the food at the restaurant, but apparently the more time that they take to send people... No, that's not right. Apparently, if the kitchen and the food are already well and taken care of, then they have enough time to go and spend time cleaning the bathrooms and making them nice and pristine, or they care about that kind of thing. I found a lot of really nice Taco Bell public restrooms. Like girls' restrooms are all the same. To my understanding. I don't know. I've never been in any of them. But from what I know from girls that I've talked to, it's all stalls. Fine, great. Taco Bell public restrooms, you get a toilet all to yourself. The whole room is completely open floor plan. You walk in the door, close it, lock it behind you, and it's pure bliss. You get all of the space just to yourself. You get the sink built in. Sometimes you get a urinal as well, so you have options. You could use the urinal and the toilet if you really wanted to. I mean, it's Taco Bell, you probably need to. I heard some places have like waiting rooms outside the women's restrooms. Like they've got like benches and couches because the line is so long. Apparently it's really nice. I've never been in... My experiences in public restrooms have been mostly negative. I feel like I'm not the only one that feels this way when they're out in public and they really have to go. The only reason you go to use a public restroom is either if you know you're not going to be going home anytime soon, or if it's that bad, if it's a last resort, there's nothing else for it. You've got to find grandma's backyard now, or else it's done. One of the worst types of people in a public restroom is that person that decides that a locked door is not enough. A locked door is just, you don't know, it could still be open. Oh, maybe one of them middle schoolers is playing that prank where you lock it on the inside and crawl out underneath, because that's a thing that people do as adults in real life and society. When was the last time someone did that to you? Like 3rd grade, right? So if I'm sitting doing my business and somebody comes along and starts creepy peeping through the little crack in the door, please don't. Just leave. That's really not okay. No, what would compel you as you were walking past somebody taking a dump to just go, hey, what's going on? Is it empty in there? Oh, also, I just realized another thing. Toilet height needs to be a standard. And I feel like it isn't. Especially in elementary schools. And I know kids are smaller. But there's other people there, like staff, and maybe they have special bathrooms that they have to get to. But like, if you're in the middle of class and you've got to go, and the closest one is the K2 bathroom down the hall, that's the one that you want to go use. But the toilets are like this big and like 3 centimeters off the floor, so you end up like this. Or they're just too high. There's one particular establishment in which I frequently do number 2. The toilet is much too high, and my legs don't touch the floor. And I'm a tall guy, proves nothing. And if I'm sitting on a chair and my feet don't touch the ground, like, that's a circulation issue. And if I'm gonna be there for a while, I'm gonna finish my business. Jamie, spell that. Spell that word. Ifmanafuna.
That's Danish, I believe.
And
it's,
yes.
IFIMINIFHIIII.
Danish is a language.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no Daneland.
There's not. But there's a Finland, and they speak Finnish in Finland.
Which makes sense.
So they would have to speak Danish in Daneland.
Right next to those other countries, Swedeland, Norwegian land.
I think you're thinking of Norland. It's just me. But there's definitely a moment when you go into a stall where you're supposed to check if there's toilet paper. No one ever does that, but you're supposed to, so that before you go and do your business, you know that it's safe to do that. Why does no one do that? I don't do that. I wish I did that. So many times, at least 3 times, I have been in a bathroom and gotten all the way through my ordeal and looked over and thought, oh, poop. It's quality content right here. Bet you're glad you subscribed. Of the people that I have talked to, so far, I seem to be the only one that feels this way. But I much prefer a warm toilet seat to a cold toilet seat. But I have decided to call this the bittersweet warm seat feeling. Because while it is nice not to sit down and have to pry your butt cheeks up from frost-bitten ice chip attachment to the seat, there's also that knowledge that you're sitting on somebody else's butt heat. Your comfort is 100% the byproduct of somebody else sitting where you sat. And that just leads you to think about all the other things that just happened where you are now happening. And that's... Quality content. Cleanliness is important in bathrooms. Clean floors, clean toilets, clean people. Like, it's fine if you're going... If I walk into a bathroom and it looks like the murder scene in a 1980s slasher fic. Slasher fic, look it up. 1980. Steven Spielberg wrote a slasher fic. It was called Psycho. I know it's a bathroom, but it doesn't have to be gross. Don't pee on the floor. Just don't. I don't know if this is as big of a problem in women's restrooms, but just don't do that. Also, don't pee on the seat. Because as we discussed earlier, there's only 2 things that need to be on the seat. My butt and somebody else's butt. I don't want to clean up your pee. I don't want to have to be the person to clean up after somebody. We're all adults here, unless you're kids. But we're all adults here. There are so many opportunities for you to fix your mess. Step 1, don't make a mess. Don't pee everywhere. It's really easy. Step 2, there's toilet paper, unless there isn't, because you forgot to look, which is a possibility. And if that's the case, then I apologize for getting so frustrated, but you still peed everywhere and you violated step 1. Step 3, don't pee everywhere. It's gross. It's really gross. What is a disease that is transmitted through feces? Ebola. You want to catch E. coli? Wash your hands. That's the worst one that I could find that is poop related. Wash your hands. Be an adult. Grow up. Hello? On the subject of toilet paper, can we just talk about toilet paper? We're going to talk about toilet paper. I'm talking about toilet paper now. If I go to a public restroom or a restroom in somebody else's home and I look to my right or in front of me if you have weird toilet paper rolls and see that all they have there is like a -1 ply, just tears apart and it's gross. And then there's that toilet paper that is in like mall bathrooms where it's got this coating to it that's like, it's almost like plastic. Like it doesn't absorb or anything like that. It's just, can you get paper cuts from that? Also, toilet paper that isn't perforated. Toilet paper that isn't sectioned out into little individual squares kind of bugs me, because then you go to like pull it to like tear it off, and then you just get more and more and more toilet paper because it's all one sheet. Does it cost more to add the perforations, or is that just part of the process? Because otherwise I'm going to sit here and just delicately tear myself off how much I need. And that, for those of you who have never been in a male bathroom before and don't know what a urinal looks like, it looks like a urinal. If we can edit a urinal in, there's going to be one right here. It'll be great, because then you'll know what a urinal looks like. Usually in men's bathrooms they have a line of at least a minimum of 4 urinals. There is an unwritten code of conduct in male bathrooms. I don't know if this is the case in female bathrooms, but usually people try and be as quiet as possible in bathrooms, and I don't know exactly why that is. But if you go and you sit down in a stall and you gotta do number 2, which is not at all a quiet thing to do, and somebody else comes in and sits down in the stall next to you, for some reason, you just feel like you have to be quiet. So like, you just like... But nobody wants to talk, because that would be even worse, to try and like have a conversation with a complete stranger between this wall. Urinals have their own etiquette. You do not, unless you've reached maximum capacity in the restroom, you do not enter into the urinal directly next to anybody. You just don't. And especially if they don't have those little wall dividers that like separate the urinals from the neck down. It's weird. But what's really irritating is when there's only 4 urinals and the one on the end is like the kid urinal, so it's like way down low, so you either have to like squat to get at it, or like... Can we just remove that urinal? One space between the urinals, or go to either end. Don't talk either. If there's maximum capacity reached and you have to stand next to somebody, do not talk to that person. Don't converse with an individual who's there. Don't do it. Don't look at them either. Just straight ahead or straight down. Don't look at people in the bathroom. In fact, just try to ignore the existence of every other potential human being in your vicinity when you use the restroom. That is how we do it as men. We're all friends, we're good and dandy and fine out there in the real world, but in the bathroom, nobody exists. Did you know that Eskimos use refrigerators to keep their food from freezing? Because the temperature inside the refrigerator is actually warmer than the outside air. Don't fact check that. I read it on a t-shirt. It's definitely true. Wow, that was a lot of talk about nothing. But thank you so much for sitting through it. I accidentally sat on the zebra cake. If anyone sees this video and wants to sponsor me, especially if they're a food provider, that would be fantastic. To everybody else who watched this video, thanks for watching. I just make these because it's fun, and I hope that you guys get some enjoyment out of this. It's a little weird to think that people that I don't know are watching these, but hey, you know, the more the merrier. Anyway. Yes.